Previously on the game of Rassilon.
Is this just going to be a lot of running?
Yeah, it tends to be. Lots of hallways.
Okay.
So you do that. You walk through the hallways back to the great glass elevator. The doors open to Russell Turner's office.
I run over to the computer and start, redoing what I did earlier to hack into it.
Okay. That does it, yeah. You get into the system, you find... as well as finding full transport logs for everyone that's been plucked out of time at the end of their time stream, as well as finding a full manifest, you find so much more information. You find pitch documents to governments and organizations. You find PowerPoint presentations for how their operation works. So you find corporate infrastructure. You find much more information than either you or Rhea were expecting to find. And the first thing Rhea says is, okay, I'm led to believe that you can do something called an upload to something called the hypernet. Once it's public knowledge, governments and companies are going to want to distance themselves, and that's it. That's the end of the operation. We can end it here and now.
Do we trust the elevator at this point? Should we take the stairs, or should we...
Well, that's an interesting point to bring up. Because you turn to the elevator, and standing on the other side of the laser glass, in the great glass elevator, is Russell Turner. We can't keep operating here. The authorities are going to be here any minute because of the information you guys leak. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start over somewhere else, which is super easy to do. And that's when you feel under your feet a very gentle rumbling. And you look out the window, and that skyline, that city that you were so captivated by just a moment ago, seems to be getting further away, almost as if the building is getting taller. The museum isn't getting taller. It's a spaceship, and it's taking off. Episode 4 of our first serial, and it's pretty late here at Geeky Teas, and there's some people getting rowdy, having a good time, so that might be some background noise. That's going to be fun.
Fun!
Yeah. But when last we met, which was 15 minutes ago, you were in the executive office of Epoch Talent within the museum, as the entire building had taken off, revealed to be a spaceship. Mm-hmm. And now it is taking off.
Okay, well, first thing I'm going to do is spend 2 more story points, and I'm going to run over to the elevator, and I'm going to use the Sonic to recall the elevator so that he can't, while it's still going down, I'm going to pull it back up again.
The entire interface is deadlocked.
Okay. Well, that's a waste of story points, but alright.
Keep the story points, you're fine. Yeah, you don't have to spend the story points.
Okay. Okay. So
For people who aren't familiar with Doctor Who, a deadlock seal can't be unlocked with a Sonic.
You stupid idiot!
You moron.
Alright, well then I
swear
run over... so I probably can't hack the computer to pull the thing back up in either.
You can't, yeah, that whole system is locked down.
Okay. I guess we just give up. Right? That's what we do. We never
That's
give
it.
up.
Yeah. Start of episode 4, everyone just kind of resigned themselves to their fate.
Like hell.
You hear
I had a grape run.
You hear a oof.
Woof.
Give yourself a story point.
Yay! And a smack in the face.
You hear a polite kind of bing bong, and a very gentle voice says, "Warning. Exterior laser glass deactivation in 60 seconds."
Oh, good. I was worried that there wasn't going to be enough tension. Okay. Great.
Doctor, has anyone... Have you ever flown a spaceship before?
I mean, yes, actually, yes, I have quite a few times.
Are there controls?
Wait a minute, it's a ship.
Yeah.
A ship is a ship is a ship. Madam Doctor, here, let me see what I can do. And I'm going to run over to the console. And then I have hotshot. I am natural with all forms of transport.
Okay.
So,
I love where your head's at. This computer terminal isn't connected to the propulsion or engineering at all.
Why not?
Arbitrarily. Just because, throwing some challenges your way.
well, this is new.
We've got an hour to fill.
All right. So I mean, she's going to kind of just like look around and see if there's anything kind of resembling, something that looks like that. And so if she's just not succeeding,
There's nothing here for that.
Travis, when you were looking at the maps, was there a stairwell anywhere near here?
Yeah, but it probably leads down to nothing, right?
Well, I mean, the whole building took off, correct? I mean, can I see out the window? Can I see if it's at the whole building?
There's definitely a portion of building, as you look down, there's definitely a portion of building remaining underneath. Like, this part of the building was parked on top of that building.
Okay.
So, I would say that probably the museum portion was more or less ground level.
Okay.
And then the operations division of Epoch Talent with the time capture machine and everything else, that's what's taken off.
Okay.
Rhea says, she pats her belt for a moment, and then she turns to Millie and says, Millie, do you have your laddering gun?
Is that what this thing is? And I pull out the stun gun.
No. The kind of grappling hook kind of deal.
Oh, is that what this thing is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, then we're in business.
It's, okay, so you guys know what a grappling hook is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Had to check. So,
Cheerio.
a laddering hook is kind of like a grappling hook, but when it hits the target, once it's latched onto something, it opens up into a sturdy ladder.
That's quite clever. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I came up with the name myself. I don't think they have like a formal name. It's just we don't get to use them very often.
Just tell me where the point and shoot.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've got, and then the voice says, "Warning: exterior laser glass deactivation in 30 seconds."
Okay, if there's a computer telling us that means there's a computer controlling something. So, I only know America Online. Did someone know how to use this computer?
I don't. I can try, but I don't. We only.
Do I need to be the one to point out? I think that this room is predominantly glass.
Yeah, you're right. Like the majority of the exterior facing wall, that's the laser glass that's about to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Doctor gets that. She's trying to figure out how to get out of the room, and everyone keeps stopping her from getting out of the room. So, I think she's rushing for like. She asked if there were stairs. Did he see stairs like to get out of this room, or is it only the elevator? Was that the only exit?
I would say that probably by default, the only way to get in and out of this room is that elevator. But I want to stress also, this is not the top floor.
Oh. Well, that was a fire hazard. Alright, so she,
yeah.
Was that?
It's the future.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go up.
They cured fire.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess they try to like can they open the elevator doors?
It's entirely deadlock sealed. It's a sheet of laser glass that is being generated, so there's no way to get even to the door.
Is there a hatch in the ceiling?
Not that you can see.
What if I look harder?
Depends on how many story points you want to spend.
I'll spend some story points.
If you want to do that, we're probably looking at that's probably going to be 5 story points.
You got it.
Okay, you spend 5 story points, and you find a very surreptitiously hidden in the ceiling. You find the fine lines of a hatch that can be opened.
Millie, ladder, please.
Can do. Just
You shoot it up. It shoots up into the hatch and immediately like unfurls like clink, 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 clink into a sturdy, strong steel ladder.
Up, go.
Barcode, Kazar Napster,
Yeah.
Rhea, and
I hope Kazal reattaches his arm to climb.
I'll get that back. Yeah.
yeah,
no.
he's got his arm back. We'll say that.
The doctor lets everybody else go first, and she follows behind them.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone gets up, and Rhea points out, "Hey, you're probably going to want to put the hatch back before the glass blows, because otherwise the decompression is going to be wild."
Okay.
Yeah. So I pull that up as we close. Yeah.
Okay, you do it just in time. You hear the glass disengage, and you hear the whooshing in the underneath you as everything that was in that room is sucked out. And Rhea says, "Great, now what do we do?"
Where
Keep
are
going
we?
up.
Keep going up?
For now.
Okay.
So are we in like a room or a vent?
Right now, I would say you're in a vent situation.
Okay.
Wait,
Think Alien 3.
what was below the room we were in? Because obviously there was some sort of like propulsion where we weren't launched up. Where there are like rockets below us,
Yeah, I'd say there's some kind of propulsion system down there, yeah.
but it's still attached though.
Yeah, it's all still attached.
I want to take a whiff of the air in the vent for a second and kind of see if I can smell something fresher coming from a different direction to kind of give us a sense of bearings and where to go.
Define fresher.
Not smelling like a vent. Like maybe there's like a breeze coming through or you can feel like movement of like air going towards something.
Yeah, you feel a trail leading you in a very particular direction.
Right. I think we're supposed to go this way. I start to kind of crawl.
Crawl through the vent?
Yeah.
Cool. Your crawling leads you to, there's a hatch above you.
Okay.
And you can do whatever you want with it. You can stare at it, you can lick it, you can serenade it with,
The hatchberries smell like hatchberries. Or...
Charm the vent.
Do you want to charm the vent? Okay, I need you to roll.
no.
I think we know how well that went last time.
I'm at the bottom, so whoever's above me has to make choices.
Married
to the vent.
I probably shouldn't be the one who goes through this, considering last time. Is anybody else willing to take a gander up there?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So I'll just like squeeze over to the side as he like shuffles through.
Oh. Hello.
Hello there.
Okay. You find yourself in a corridor on the Epoch Talent ship.
It's another corridor, everyone.
You didn't let me finish, so guess what happens?
No.
Because now that you've spoken, there are two security guards that we're going to say you didn't see, who immediately turn and see you, and go, "Hey!" and point their guns at you.
Fnarg sent us.
Through the hatch?
Yeah.
Through the hatch?
Yes.
I don't know what voice this is, but I'm into it. Through the hatch?
It was the only way.
Crikey!
Here, hun.
It's true. Through the hatch, you say, huh?
Take this.
Yep.
I'm gonna pass him up. You know what? I feel like this would be a roll. I can't figure out which gun is which. So, I'm either gonna pass him the ladder gun or the stun gun.
Oh, I love this. All right.
Dealer's
Okay.
choice is the
Okay,
game
here's what
master.
I'm gonna roll
Okay.
to determine which gun you've got.
Deal.
But I'm not going to tell you which gun it is until Dan uses it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Fnarg sent us. He gave us the ladder gun, and it was the only way for us to get out safely. You guys know Fnarg.
He's an alright guy, bit emotional.
Yeah, but you know he sent us this way, and here's his laddering gun as proof.
Well, it's not a laddering gun.
It's not?
Nah,
Oh, what kind of gun is it?
it's a stun pistol.
Fire it.
Hey!
Alright. We'll call that Resolve and Marksman.
I have a 0 in marksman, so that'd be super fun.
It's like TNG. It's got auto aim.
You know what? Can I use a story point for an automatic super success, or do I have to roll
You
first?
can use a story point to nudge your... you can spend a story point to nudge your success level
Got
up
it.
one.
Okay.
And you can gain one to nudge it down one.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 12. I rolled a 12, so it's only going to be a 15 total, but that's as crit as you get.
Yep.
That's the closest to like a nat 20 in this bad boy.
Amelia's just seeing like all of this like to the side through a vent with like your butt right here, and she's like, "This is rad." So
And my daughter's like, "What's going on up there? What? Am I missing fun?"
Both of the guards, we'll say that the way that stun guns work is they kind of shoot out, and it's kind of like electricity, so it would pass between the two of them. They are both immediately knocked back and stunned, unconscious, lying on the floor.
That's why you don't mess with a librarian. And then I blow it on the barrel.
You get too close to the barrel and you feel a little spark against your tongue.
Okay.
It's like licking a battery.
Ooh, nice. I think it's clear, and I help everyone out of the vent.
So now you're in a hallway.
Amelia is very impressed by all of this. By the way, she saw the whole thing and is like, "Yeah, this is."
And I immediately give you back the stun gun. It's like, that was a lucky shot.
No, you're a hell of a shot.
Yeah, Barcode So no, go ahead. No, you go ahead, please.
I was going to say, Travis says, do you remember with the schematics, do you have any idea of where we are right now? Like, what's above what's above the office we just left?
You'll have to tell me what I recall or don't.
There is a room referred to on the schematics as the executive suite. Actually, the bridge.
I relay that.
Okay.
Well, there's a bridge. I can sure as heck try to fly it. So if we want to make our way there, strong recommend.
It's sure to be heavily fortified, but we should definitely go that way. And suddenly I'm the queen.
It's sure to be heavily fortified.
Oh dear. Oh my. Okay. It's sure to be heavily fortified, so we have to make sure that when we go that way, that we are prepared to fend off a fight, because I want to get you to the controls, but I don't want you to die in the process, because...
Well, apparently we've got a crack shot here, and then between the robots in the back and the lady over here, and whatever, Madam Doctor, you seem to bring to the table, I think that we're going to be in pretty good shape.
I would like to find a way to solve this problem without guns, personally. I'd just like to say
Barcode raises his hand and says, "Hi, we're not robots. That's actually very offensive." And Kazar Napster says, "Yeah, I have a robotic arm, but that doesn't make me a You know what? We don't have time for this. I'm trying. I get that you're from a different time period, but you need to fold up your prejudices, put them in a box, and slide them under your bed because we do not have time."
I don't know what to call you then.
Kazar Napster
and Barcode.
And Barcode.
Yeah.
Millie, look at it
like a bar card.
Look at it this way. Millie, I know that you would be very offended if someone was aghast at you being a female pilot, correct?
Correct.
Well, this man has a cybernetic implant in his head, so same difference. Let's go. And then she walks down the hall.
Fair enough. Sorry.
Right. You guys walk down a hallway. There's a door ahead of you. It slides open, but there's no path. You see a door on the other side, but there's a gap. There's nothing there between the doorway you're at now and the doorway you're at over there.
Okay.
You notice the purple emitters on both sides, and you also notice that there are hooks attached to both ends of the platforms.
Okay. Do you still have the other gun, the ladder gun?
I thought you didn't want to use a gun.
Just give me the thing.
She fumbles.
Do we need to roll to see which one is which again?
No, because I still have the stun gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I would have put that back on one side, and I would have figured out which one's which now.
So
hopefully.
I fire the ladder gun across the gap.
Okay, so that is going to be... We're going to make that... That is going to be Resolve and Marksman.
Okay.
Neat.
Actually, you know what? Dexterity and Marksman, sorry.
Trevor.
Sorry, Coordination and Marksman. I'm very good at not conflating two different tabletop gaming systems.
Can I just spend a story point on this one?
You can use it to nudge your success up one if you want to.
Okay, I'm going to do that, so I'll spend that now.
Travis just mutters to himself, "A leaf from the lion's head."
I saw that one. It was quite good. Steven was very nervous about it, but I enjoyed it. Alright. Okay, so you said coordination and marksman?
I'm not going to make you spend a story point because you just did a very doctory thing. You just did the name drop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't...
Oh.
You can nudge yours up without a story point.
Yay! Okay. Okay. So she says that, and then she does the actual Indiana Jones when he shot the in Raiders when he just shoots the guy.
Yeah.
That's how she shoots the ladder out. Okay. As she's saying, I knew him, and okay. So
Neat.
Okay.
Deal.
Does technically adept deal with it because it's a gun, or is that not going to be part of it?
I wouldn't say tech adept would count.
You think it would?
No.
What about quick reflexes?
Quick reflexes. I'll give you a +1 for quick reflexes.
Cool.
Especially considering you're doing the indie maneuver.
Okay. So that was going to be 17 plus what the story point would have been.
Okay, so that would take you to
Funky Town?
It would take you down to Funky Town. So that roll is a failure.
Oh wow.
Nudging you up takes you to success.
Okay.
Which means yes, but. So the zip that you fire the laddering gun, it shoots out across, hooks on, but when it unfurls, parts of it don't unfurl all the way, so it doesn't snap entirely into place, so it's not 100% stable.
Okay. Can we reach it? Can we pull it?
In what sense?
The ladder's still, it is a bridge made out of ladder.
Yeah.
It's just, okay.
It's just not, it's not as sturdy and as stable as it was when Millie used it to get up into the vent previously.
Okay. I look at which of the two cybernetic guys has the arm.
Because our Napster has the arm.
Okay. Mr. Napster, could
Yes.
you use your extra strength in your arm to stabilize the ladder so we can get across?
I think I can do that for you. It still looks pretty rickety, but I can stabilize it a little bit from this end.
Okay. So
So he kind of gets down and tries to hold it in place. And I guess everyone else has to kind of get across this slightly rickety thing. So that's going to be coordination plus athletics. Now,
Oh God.
and keeping in mind this pit opens. This is a shaft that opens down straight out to the bottom of the ship, so it's a drop to the ground.
oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have Kazar Napster go first. Kazar sorry.
Oh.
I'm gonna have Barcode go first.
Okay.
He says, "I've made it this far. I want to see it to the end." And he starts walking out on the ladder, and he's a little hesitant. He's a little nervous, and you can see him kind of wobble a little bit as he goes. And he makes it halfway, and he turns around and he looks at everyone, and he gives everyone a big thumbs up and a big cheesy grin, and then he turns around again, and he takes a step, and the ladder buckles underneath his feet, and he falls, and he tumbles down, and he's gone. And Rhea says, Travis, you go next.
Okay.
I go over to I just say to Kazaa, I just say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Kazar says, it's okay, we didn't know each other before this, so why would you think we knew? Is it because he's a cyborg? We're both Hey!
No, you were both in a room
Oh,
together.
we were both. Oh yeah, you're just like everyone else. You're worse than Millie.
Well, that's nice
don't
to know
think-
that I'm not the worst one
think
here
that-
tonight,
I
but
I don't think that's fair.
that's also fair, yes.
Travis, you go next.
Okay. I hate that I'm pointing this out, but I have the clumsy trait.
Oh no!
I'm just being honest and telling you
No, that's
that.
good. I appreciate that.
Do you look apprehensive about it?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, I'll go, here, I'll go with you. And so,
All right.
hold his hand as we're going across.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys make again. It's coordination and it's coordination and athletics.
Okay.
But because you're working together, I'm gonna give you both a +4 each,
Okay.
and we're gonna go by total scores.
And can I use my brave trait?
Yeah, you get +2 for brave.
Okay.
For clumsy, you are gonna get I think -2. But let me just double check that.
That's why I figured that would help.
Clumsy doesn't mean the character will pratfall every 5 minutes. It does mean that in times of stress, especially when being chased, the character will have to make an additional awareness and coordination roll. So,
okay.
so you're gonna do your regular roll, and then you're gonna do awareness and coordination.
Awareness and coordination are both attributes.
Why does it say awareness and coordination then? That's dumb.
Did you mean coordination and athletics?
Yeah, that sounds more likely.
That sounds more like
Well, that's what the first roll is. Gonna
Yeah,
be
so
anyway,
so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna D&D this up a little bit. We're gonna call it disadvantage. You're gonna do
Okay.
coordination and athletics, but you're gonna go with your lower rolls.
Okay, and I still have +4 though.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good way to fudge it.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna just
Good
do these one at a
system,
ti-
Cubicle 7.
I'm gonna do these one at a time. All right.
This episode, by the way, is brought to you by Cubicle 7.
the first roll
Not true, it's a lie.
was an 8,
Oh, it's an 8, okay.
and the second roll is a 4.
Okay, so it's 4 plus your modifiers.
4 plus 4 plus 4. So I have a 12.
12,
Alright.
and then your +4.
No.
Oh,
that's with the
That's
+4.
all your 4? Oh, man.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, it was coordination,
And
And athletics.
Yeah,
+4, and then my, yeah, okay, so.
plus
And
2
you
for brave,
plus,
and then
yeah.
+4 for teamwork.
Does Travis have like a brother or like a friend?
19.
He's supposed to die.
19?
19.
Okay, alright, so here's what happens.
I'm ready to spend a story point at the drop of a hat.
Okay.
Or the drop of a Travis.
yeah. Yeah. Oh,
By the way,
nice.
I
I've
do-
still got his hand though.
Yeah,
so.
I do have it on good authority, by the way, that if anything happens, Travis does have 2 brothers.
I get it. I am the midless dead brother.
Oh no!
Oh, that's grim.
This whole game has been grim, dude.
We wanted a fun romp.
No, we chose a Doctor Who RPG. There was going to be some sadness and some monologues, and then some hope.
All right.
So you guys take each other's hands and you start to walk across the ladder, the laddering rope, the ladder that the laddering rope has set about.
Easy now.
And you see you're reaching the halfway mark, and you see the kink in the ladder where Barcode took his tumble. And you, Millie, you definitely step over it and then continue your walk.
I'm still
you're still holding on. Yes,
still holding on.
Travis, you go to step over it, and misstep, and your foot slips off of the ladder. But Millie's still holding on to you.
I got you, dear.
So Millie is kind of stand on this ladder rigidly, holding Travis, who's hanging above this bottomless pit, dangling miles and miles above the city below. And I'm gonna have Millie. I'm gonna have you do a strength.
Okay.
And athletics.
Okay.
Strength and athletics. I'm gonna give you a +2 for brave, and you're gonna keep the +4 because of the teamwork.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, you rolled really high last time, so this is good.
You. 17.
17?
Yeah.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. You are able to pull. You're able to pull Travis barely by the skin of your teeth. You can almost feel your arm popping out of its socket.
Okay. All right.
As you lift him up and onto the ladder.
Oof.
Thank you.
And
Careful now.
the cost of that is you have restricted movement in your arm for the rest of this campaign, or for the rest of this episode at least.
Oh, okay.
Because we're coming up to the end of
you.
it. But you guys make it to the end of the ladder in one piece. Millie's arm is a little bit sore, and Travis is maybe a little shaken.
Yeah.
Well, you made it through.
Thank you.
Kazar Napster looks up to the doctor and says, "Well, I guess it's your turn."
All right. I'm just gonna go for it.
Can I pull the other end to further reinforce from the other
Yeah,
side?
if you want to do that, absolutely.
Yes, I absolutely do.
All right. Cool. Yeah, do it.
Okay. So, coordination and athletics, and I also have brave. So. Oh, that's not going to be great. So I rolled a 12.
Oh, wow. Oh, yikes. Okay. You start to step out onto the ladder. It feels, even though you've got two people pulling it taut at each end, it doesn't feel super stable under your feet. And you're beginning to get the impression that maybe these ladders are best used for upward movement, for vertical movement, rather than horizontal movement. You're trying really hard to hold your balance, but it's when you know that feeling when you're trying to do something and you're trying to accomplish something, you've got to do this, failure is not an option. You start to second guess yourself. You're starting to second guess your footing. You're starting to, feel the kind of the confidence and comfort and resolve that you had is starting to wane.
Does the doctor look shaken?
You are starting to see the doctor kind of lose her balance a little bit.
No, wait, I don't think that she would just try to walk across it. I think she would
Okay.
horizontally lay down and try to pull
Okay.
herself across
Yeah.
it like she's climbing a ladder.
So you're pulling along, but the ladder is not as necessarily as the ladder is not as taut as you would like it to be, and it is starting to. It's like when you're at the at the jungle gym or at Magic Mountain, and they've got you trying to walk along those ropes, and they
Yeah,
Okay,
that carnival.
that's fair.
thing.
the carnival thing, and it's starting to twist and buckle.
Okay.
And before you know it, you flip and you are hanging upside down.
Oh, this is so pretty. Yeah.
At that point, I'm going to go, Madam Doctor! And I'm going to try to dash across to go grab her.
Okay. Millie, as you're getting up to move towards the doctor across the ladder, you see Kazar Napster, Private Eye, getting up to do exactly the same thing. He's also going to the middle to help the doctor. The doctor's hanging upside down, almost in the middle of the ladder now, more or less where the kink was that took out Barcode.
Napster, go back and unhook it from your end so I can just climb up straight.
Napster says, "You could fall and die."
That's gonna happen anyway, so I'm just trying to make it easier not to.
You don't have to do this. It's not 1980. You don't have to die. Anthony Ainley isn't here. You'll be fine.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
On that, give me presence and convince.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's going to be a 17.
Okay. So I'm going to do a minor retcon. We're
Okay.
going to say that this happens before Kazar Napster or Millie start
Okay.
running across the bridge. So Kazar says, "All right," and he unhooks the ladder and lets it go,
Okay.
and it starts to swing down.
Okay.
And I need you to make a strength and athletics again, please, to make sure you're holding onto the ladder. Okay.
Can it be coordination and athletics like it was earlier, or is it still strength?
This is going to be strength because it's swinging down. You're holding on for dear life.
I'm going to spend another story point. I'm actually going to spend...
Let's see what your roll is first.
Okay.
And then you can... How many story points do you have left, by the
I
way?
have 5.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, and I only have a 6 total right now for strength and athletics. Because I don't think bravery is going to help at this point.
I think it would.
I have keen sense. I have quick reflexes.
Okay.
Would that help at all?
I'll give you a +1 for quick reflexes.
She does know it's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So I just rolled an 11, so I just rolled to 18.
Okay, yeah, it is tricky. It is tough. It is
gonna
not
spend a
an
story
easy...
point.
Yeah. You want to spend a story point?
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Yeah, you... not only are you able to hold on as the rope is swinging down, you're able to right yourself so you're facing the right direction.
Okay.
So you're now hanging... The rope is now hanging down, and...
Ladder?
The ladder is now hanging down. Thank you. The ladder is now hanging down, and it's not near the bottom of the pit, but you're further down, so you can kind of see some of the rippling from the engine exhaust down there that's propelling the ship up, and you're able to pull yourself up the ladder.
Okay. Yeah, that just felt like a Dr. Hero moment. That's
Yeah,
why I was like,
I love
the
it.
story point's going to be spent. This is where it should be spent. So.
Nice.
So you do that,
Okay.
and Kazar, you make it up to the top, and Kazar Napster says, "I can't follow you. You guys are on your own. I'm sorry.
I understand.
Good luck."
Thank you for your help.
We'll land this and we'll rescue you.
Did Rhea make it across? Did we do Rhea?
No.
No.
Yeah, Rhea's over there too.
Yeah.
So it's just the three of you now.
Yeah.
I kind of give a little salute to Kazam Napster, just as like we're cool.
Kazar and Rhea salute back.
Okay.
And
You were confusing Kazaa with Shazam.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
You're correct. I am not familiar with all of these 90s torrenting systems, so that is part of why I've been saying robot, but I have been called out on that. Yes. It's the correct pronunciation, so Asimov says it.
Robot. So yeah, ahead of you is a doorway leading to a less ornate but otherwise perfectly serviceable elevator.
Okay. So we go to it and we head up it.
Okay, button for the top floor.
Sure.
The numbering system is yeah. There's like
that gag carries over.
there's like a Muzak version of Song for 10 playing in the elevator.
Oh, dirty boy. No, none of that.
Oh, you want to be the Grim.
So yes,
As the elevator goes up, I say, so do we want to do a Die Hard? Do we want to put the stun gun on my back, or should I just hold on to it?
I would rather we didn't do much more with guns. I feel like
What's a Die Hard?
Oh, you'd really like it.
You probably would. I would I'd rather not do guns at this point if we could. It didn't work out well last time.
okay.
Well, it's a little unconventional for me, but you seem to be the one in charge here, and you are the one who promised you're gonna get me home at the end of all of this, and that's kind of the only thing I got left going on for me here. And I'll take the stun gun and I'll hand it over.
Okay.
And so,
Oh, and you could have just kept it. Okay. And then I just take it, I put it in my pocket.
gesture. It's a nice
I take it.
gesture.
Well, yeah.
Right. So you've hit the top floor, and
Well, he has a stun gun, but yeah.
you've hit the top floor.
He gave it back to
Oh,
me.
okay, fair. Well, now I have it. Okay.
So you hit the button for the top floor, and the numbering for the floors is in reverse. Like first floor is at the top, second, and so on and so on and so on. So you hit the button for the first floor, and it takes you all the way up. And the doors slide open to it's very nice. It's a very nice bridge. The floor is kind of like a very nice kind of like a walnut burr, like paneling. It's very nice, very tastefully done. But it's other than that, it's like if an executive had control over the full appearance of the bridge of the Enterprise.
Okay.
There. And there's a big old like nautical steering wheel in the middle. I'm sure there's an actual name for that.
Well, it's a little new, but I don't know. I don't exactly do boats, but today we're doing boats.
Yeah.
Boats.
Well, you know what? You're right. It shouldn't be. It's kind of a more traditional kind of like a cockpity kind of situation in the middle with a stick and.
Deal.
Maybe there is a steering wheel, but it's like decorative.
And standing in the room, looking a little bit disheveled, with a laser pistol in one hand and a vodka martini in the other, is Russell Turner.
Of course it is.
And he's not happy to see you. He looks at you, and you can tell he wants to swear at you very much. And he says, Is there no way? Could you guys just do me a solid and just stay dead for ever?
Well, if your plan is to be understood, you don't want us to be dead.
You know what? At this point, I really don't care. And he walks over to the kind of the cockpit area with the stick, and he just kind of leans it forward, and you feel the whole ship kind of pitch forward. Like the museum ship is now aiming back for the ground. And he says, you know what? Screw it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna blow up the whole thing, and we're gonna start again. You think this is the only place where Epoch Talent has a TCM? You think this is the only building where we have this operation go? And you think the board of executives would just let me die? Like, they'll pluck me from my timeline just before I die, and I'll be back making big decisions and having big meetings and eating big lunches before you can say, oh no, we've crashed.
Well, have they done it yet?
End of the timeline. That's how it works. We'll crash. I'll get plucked out of my time stream. It'll be fine.
Well,
you guys will be dead.
Feels like they probably should have been here by now.
Yeah, I think that they're leaving you to die.
What part of this whole process? What part don't you understand?
Literally all of it, but the one thing I would say that you made very, 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 very clear, as well as all of the other people who I've met today who have made it very, 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 very clear, I don't seem to make it back from this. And so, one would imagine that by now, they would have taken you. And they haven't. So what does that say about you and your big important room and your big important chair and your big important drink?
Give me presents and convince.
Deal.
God damn.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yay! Presents and convince?
I'm spending a story point to give to her for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
do
It's
it.
fun.
Oh, can I re-roll the guy that went back into his home?
I can see it, but if you want to re-roll it, you're good.
Thank you.
It's worse than a 4.
I was better.
Ooh.
So that's 10, 19.
He's holding a gun. He's holding his gun. He's actually pointing his gun at you now.
That's fair.
But you can see his hand shaking, and you can see the martini hand shaking. You can see the fluid of the drink kind of shaking around and occasionally spilling out the top. And you can hear the olive rattling around in there. And he says, "They're not coming for me, are they?"
No. So we should probably get out of here.
How does it feel to be expendable?
Are you kidding? I have no life after this. Like, you know what happens when I land? I get arrested. Like, there's no chance for me.
I believe someone told me that life in a cage was better than dying.
He downs his martini, and he's kind of shaken, and you can kind of see in his eyes like he's starting to mumble to himself, like, no, they'll come for me, they'll get me, they're gonna come and get me, and he's just kind of walking away from the cockpit area now, and just kind of mumbling to himself and kind of talking like he's in shock and in denial that this is about to happen.
Cool. Well,
Russell, listen to me, Mr. Turner. You know things. You said yourself that there's more facilities, there's more of these around the universe, and you know where they are. If they arrest you, you can use the power, the skills at your job that you have to stop them from doing it to anyone else. And you know now, you've been faced with the choice, and you know what you would choose.
He looks at you and he says, I have a confession to make. I'm not really a good enough pilot to be able to pull this thing out of a nosedive.
Oh, buddy, this is your lucky day.
Because Travis is a really good pilot.
I've clocked a few hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but if you really are Amelia Earhart...
He looks at you and he says, 95 or 98?
98, my brother.
He goes, is there anyone else who could do it?
Yeah. Amelia
Bingo bango.
freaking
I think I might be able to give a
Earhart.
hand here, and I'm going to run over to the console, and I'm just
All
going to...
right.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna reach out my hand to try to get him to give me his gun.
He's just looking at you. I'm gonna need a bit more than that from you, please, Riley.
I just gave a big speech about what he can use as good as...
It was a pretty dope speech.
Yeah.
Give me a little cherry to go on top of that icing to go on top of
All
that
right.
cake.
Russell, you have spoken about not wanting things to end, and you've spoken about that you have a chance to do something with your life that's good. You can save people. You want to save people. Now you actually can.
Give me presence and resolve. Sorry, presence and convince.
Okay. Cool. And I'm gonna take a story point because I just gave a doctor speech.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be 18 plus my story point.
He looks at you, and he looks at his gun, and he hands you the gun.
I shoot him. No.
American doctor.
I'm an angry doctor this time.
I'm Doctor Who.
I'm played by an American.
I'm Doctor Who doesn't care about your crap. No.
That's a long surname.
Well, we shortened it. I take
you
the gun.
He hands you the gun, and he says, just put in a good word for me when the authorities get here.
And I reach in my pocket and I put a little grape sticker on it.
Yay!
And he looks at you and he goes,
I don't know what kind of future this is, but everybody's crying sounds a lot alike.
and then he continues to say, anyway,
Millie, I may not know how to fly a spaceship, but just tell me what I can do to help.
Well, I don't really know how to fly a spaceship myself, sir, but as I'm starting to look around,
All right, then I'm going to sit in the captain chair.
that is entirely fair. Do I have to make a roll?
well, there are a couple of interesting things. You see, the Doctor, while not necessarily being a proficient pilot herself, does recognize this type of propulsion system.
Okay.
There are two systems that need to be operated at this point. There's the
Well, I have I have my hot shot
Yes,
stuff, so I
that's
can
perfect.
figure it out.
So you need a pilot sitting in the cockpit.
All right.
And you also need someone. There is what is called a landing alignment control, which is a computer terminal that is designed to allow ships to kind of land in kind of a modular format.
Okay.
So that you have it's a big city. You've got high density traffic. And the goal is to kind of fit the ships kind of conveniently, snugly into other spots. And the configuration of the display looks remarkably, as Travis recognizes it, like a game of Tetris.
Hey! Well, then in that case, as I'm sitting behind the wheel and kind of
Stop
settling
for
in and like letting my hands run over the gears and stuff, or not the gears, letting my hands kind of like run over the buttons and kind of get like a feel for. All right. Madam Doctor, I think that we've got a spot for you over there with the landing gear, and Travis, I don't know what this is, but you seem to have a very, very good idea of what seems to be going on with a lot of the technology here, so let's have at it.
I spin my Game Boy in my hand and slightly drop it, but catch it before it hits the ground. Like, I just can't pull off the cool move of, like, I got this. Nope.
So yeah, Millie's in the cockpit. I need you to do a roll. I'm also going to need Travis to do a roll. We are going to start with Millie.
Cool. So, I'm sorry, what is that roll again?
This is going to be resolve.
Resolve?
And
Can
Go
I,
ahead.
sorry, I apologize. I was gonna say, can I roll to, like, encourage them? Is there anything I can do to help them?
if you want to give me a, let's say presence, and here's what I'm going to do. Based on what you've learned about these people over the past 3.5 episodes.
What do you mean, these people? Sorry.
What do you know? I'm going to say that it is presence and knowledge, because you have acquired knowledge about you know of Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
Certainly you know Amelia Earhart, although she doesn't know you yet. And you're using the knowledge you've acquired about these people to inspire them to do better.
Okay. So what I'm gonna say is that, think about this right now. The whole of the universe has come together and to bring you two at this exact moment, this exact place where you have the exact talents needed to bring this thing down safely. I can't think of anywhere in the universe I'd rather be right now. I'm doing your voice again.
You're good. It's fine.
Look,
I love this.
I have a spaceship of my own, but I can't think of anywhere in the universe I'd rather be right now. This is the safest spot I could possibly be, because I trust both of you to do this completely.
Damn, I feel like I could land a spaceship. Give me that roll. I'm going to give you a +2 for charming as well on that.
Cool.
Neat.
Okay. That was a 10. No, I mean, sorry. No, I rolled a 10
Okay.
plus,
Yeah.
plus the 12 I had, so that's 22.
22.
And I'm going to go ahead and spend my
Gosh,
last 2 story
dang.
points because I feel like that's a doctor speech if there's ever...
That is
yeah,
absolutely
okay.
a
That is
doctor speech.
absolutely a
So,
doctor speech.
Yeah,
All
so I'm
right,
out of
so-
story points, but...
That, before you spent your story points, I would have said that was a +4 to whatever your roll is going to be. I'm going to knock it up to a +6.
All right.
And that's before any of your other buffs. So we'll start off with Millie. You are going to be rolling. We're going to say resolve and transport,
Okay.
plus your hot shot, which I need to find out what kind
It's a
of.
+2.
That's a +2.
Yeah. It's especially effective when used to push the speed of a vehicle. So if, like, we're going punch it against the Atmo right now, then, like, yo.
Okay.
Yeah. So is that like a plus on anything?
I will stick with a
Slow it
+2
down, aren't we?
for that. Yeah, because you're trying to pull up from the ground.
So yeah, so I
we'll just stick
technically
with
get
a
a
+2.
+4 for my hot shot then, so 4. Alright, and so with that we'll go, woof, Madam Doctor, you know how to make a speech, and I have a 19, so
Hot diggity daffodil.
you bet.
That
Baller
is.
cookie. Oh.
Hey, do you want to spend some story points
Yes.
right now?
Yes. I would
How
love
many
to.
would you like to spend? How many do you have?
I have 9, so let's go to town.
You want to stow all of them at this?
It's flippin' Christmas.
All right, let's do this thing. 9 story points. You are above and beyond fantastic. I actually, you know what? I would say that probably puts that. You only need to spend, I think, 4 story points. You've got 5 left.
Alright, cool. The second that, like, we break any kind of atmosphere, she is just gonna let out the biggest woo!
All right. That's only half the job, though. Travis, you're up.
Okay, what is my role gonna? What are my attribute and skills gonna be for this?
You're going to use ingenuity and technology. I'm going to give you a +2 for your knowledge. You've got a +6 for the doctor speech. And then, what other traits do you have?
I have keen senses major, but that's only for an awareness roll. I have reliable, which I need to look up.
Okay, reliable, I just looked it up. You gain a +2 to any task you are left on your own to perform by someone you trust. I would say, given the doctor speech, she trusts you with that task. You get that +2.
Okay.
Neat.
And then, would I get, since I'm using pop culture knowledge, would I get a bonus for my expert?
I'll give you a +1 for that.
Okay, because if Travis is like so many people I know, many hours spent in the bathroom playing Tetris, you know, there's a lot of experience.
What a calling. There you go.
All right, let's do this bad boy.
Okay, so it's a +6 from the doctor speech, +2 for something else that you said, +2 for reliable, and +1 for expert.
Ingenuity plus technology.
Okay, so those 2 are a 7, plus my roll of, snake eyes.
Do you have lucky?
Are you a lucky boy?
Don't have
Okay.
lucky, but, okay, so 7, 8, 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
Before any story point additions.
Okay, that puts you at right now. It puts you at a failure.
What about 6 story points?
If you spend 3, you're at fantastic.
What if I spend 3 story points?
My good man, I will take your 3 story points. All right. Yeah, you are playing Tetris like no one has ever done before. This is like classic Tetris World Championship level play. Yeah, you got that Kotobuyaniki music playing in your head right now.
I think so does the audience.
The doctor behind you, like, doing the music, voguing to it. And you guys are simpatico. You guys are so aligned and in sync that the ship not only pulls out of its nosedive, Millie is able to use the telemetry data from the landing, from the thing that I've already forgotten the name of, from the landing alignment control, not only to pull out of the nosedive, but to very perfectly land the ship back on top of the museum.
Getting jiggy with it.
Woo.
No.
What's a jiggy?
You'll find out.
You don't want to know.
That's entirely fair, but...
Also, that song didn't come out till 99, idiot.
No.
Ooh.
1997, Big Willie Styles.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
But it came out in 99.
Oh, I will fight you. It's 97.
I don't want to fight.
Actually, maybe 96 even. Because Men in Black, the single was on that. And that movie came out in 97. I don't want to fight you either. Don't worry.
I love you, man. All right, so yeah, the ship has landed. The museum building is already surrounded by police and by other state-sanctioned militias that are ready to arrest the staff of Epoch Talent. And you guys are able to leave the bridge. The laser glass back across where the ladder was is now active and going. And Russell Turner is with you, and he says, "Okay, you're right. I should help these people, and I should definitely help the authorities to track down the other Epoch Talent locations and shut down the other TCM machines. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna go out and turn myself in now."
I'll go with you. So I'm afraid that they'll just like open fire on him or whatever. So I'm like going out and like making it clear
All right.
like he's with us and he's good. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys walk. Oh, go ahead.
Before he does that, I would say Millie kind of exits the little cockpit area and goes up to him. I believe you still have something of mine.
What do you mean?
My plane.
Your plane?
My plane. My plane was the last place that I was in before you guys all snuck in and took me out of wherever I was and I need it back. I'm about to go on a very important flight and I need that plane.
Your plane? We didn't take your plane. We don't have your plane. We don't take vehicles, we just take the person. If you were in your plane and the plane was in the air at the time you were taken, we'd probably, if we got to it in time before the building was destroyed, we probably put one of the corpse-alikes, which is what we call them.
It's a terrible name.
It's a terrible name, but you know what? It's almost as though I'm thinking on the fly and didn't name them while we were planning the campaign. But what do you want from me?
Touche.
It's probably already in the cockpit. The plane's probably already going down. It probably went down centuries ago.
All right then. She kind of takes a moment and kind of just steps back into her own head to kind of think about what she's going to do next. That was kind of her big,
Millie, I can't say too much because there's a delicate balance of time, but I don't think they pulled you from the right spot, and I think that there's a chance that your flight hasn't happened yet. The fact that
No, I was getting ready for my flight. But
you hadn't, but remember, you were.
I just want to stress, you're not entirely sure when you were taken from. You have the
No,
amnesia.
I was just in the last
Yeah.
place.
Well,
No.
I have everyone else here remembers exactly where they were when they were taken, and you don't remember.
No.
And my belief is that the reason why you don't remember is that history involving you is currently in flux. And that is why I promised to take you back because I want to set right your disappearance from the timeline. I think they took you too early.
I'm so confused with all this talk of early and late and disappear and
I know.
dead.
I
And
know.
now all I want is my plane. My plane is the only thing that was the last thing I remembered. It's my plane.
I know, and I'm sorry for the confusion, and I wish I could tell you more, but it's very important that you don't know more about your own future. You've already learned too much, but you've been pulled. History is in flux because you're missing from it, and I will do everything I can to get you back. But for now, I need to deliver Mr. Turner to the authorities so we can take him out of this storyline for now.
And you do that. You lead Russell Turner down to the reception area of the museum where the authorities are ready to take him. He has already got his arms out, ready and waiting for the handcuffs. It's not a kink thing. It's a humble thing. He's just he knows what he needs to do, and maybe talking about kink on a family podcast is not necessarily the right way to go. But you know what? We snuck one in at the end, and I'm happy about that.
That's all you do.
Oh, and I also point. I take one of the cops around, and I find Fnarg in the crowd, and I say, "Go to hire that one. He will be a very good employee."
You watch as the cop goes over to have a conversation with Fnarg, and as you are leaving, you hear the telltale snotty crying of a man who's been offered the job he has wanted his entire life.
I go through the crowd. I'm trying to find Rhea and Kazaa to make sure that they're okay.
You kind of scan the crowd a little bit, and you see Rhea kind of at the back, and she makes eye contact with you, and she gives you a little salute, and she slips away.
All right.
You see Kazaa Napster having a conversation with one of the attending police officers, and he reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a private detective badge circa the early 21st century from about 2030, and it turns out he was a private detective the whole time. It wasn't just a dumb joke I was making, which I think that what that says is you guys need to pay closer attention to the words that come out of my
Well, hang on. No, I made a joke about the song Private Eyes, and you made fun of me for it and moved
Yeah.
on instead of letting me have it, so.
Yeah, well, the thing you have to remember is I don't remember that happening, so it may as well not have done. So,
If only we recorded this.
In all of my role-playing experiences, what I actually loved is watching the Doctor argue with God. It's a really genuine treat for the room. So
Sometimes God's being kind of a jerk.
Well,
So, okay. So then,
Put that on a shirt.
so he's apparently going to stay there and be a futuristic detective. All right. So, I can't promise it'll be a quick return, but I will do. Do you want to go home too, or are you excited to play Tetris a lot here?
Oh, I'm excited for Tetris a lot. No, but with you. I mean.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought that meant.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily want to go home, but I don't want to stay here either.
Speaking of excited for Tetris, I know this is like a story point thing, but it's just for a gag, so I hope you let me do it. Let me see and I think ask your Game Boy.
Here you go.
I Sonic it so that the batteries last forever, and then I go back to them.
that's awesome. You
Can
get
you
a
help-
point back for that. I mean, we'll be
Yay!
setting in a minute anyway.
Can you help me catch them all?
I turn them off again. No,
what are you trying to catch?
Pocket monsters.
Can I make a pitch?
What?
Your Doctor landed in the early 90s,
Yeah.
and that's when she rebuilt her TARDIS.
Yeah.
She's likely to have like an old school chunky Game Boy on that terminal somewhere.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there we are.
Yeah.
All you need is a link cable.
Look,
Catch them all? Well, I have the red.
Yes! So you are, this conversation is happening as you are walking back towards the TARDIS.
Right.
You see that familiar blue box, the police public call box at the top, the light on the top. And Travis and Millie, to you, this is an unassuming blue wooden box.
Is this part of the museum exhibit?
No, this is my own personal TCM. And I open the door and gesture for them to walk inside.
Do you want to say it, or should I?
Go for it.
Wow, this is really nice in here.
Thank you. I decorated it myself.
And the door closes. The door closes and the grinding of ancient engines as the TARDIS disappears from the museum. At the back of the crowd, unseen by the masses, stands a bearded man, leaning against a worn gunmetal hut. His hair is messy and dark, and a pair of round glasses sit in front of his eyes. He's dressed in funereal blacks, save for a colourful vest. The man smiles wryly and says,
Oh, Doctor, you always did know how to make a scene.
A few seconds later, the gathered crowd is still too distracted to notice that the gunmetal hut has slowly faded away, accompanied by the same grinding and groaning sound of ancient engines.